Hey guys, what's going on? Hell, this is your old pal, CHH. Now, it's always cool when I get to do an updated version of something I've done in the past. What we're talking about today is the documentary. The documentary that started basically the format of the way we love documentaries done. Of course, I'm talking about 25 Years of Terror, the Halloween documentary from 2005. Now, I actually get to show you guys a release that I wasn't really sure even existed. Shout out to a good buddy of mine named Kyle who actually got this for me from overseas. So let's talk about the journey I've had with this documentary. You know, I reviewed this documentary a couple years ago, or really did a retrospective on it, and what was cool was that Anthony Massey saw that video and they ended up interviewing him on the channel, and we talked about the creation of this documentary, 25 Years of Terror. And it was a really fun video. I had a great time with him. Now, the first way I actually owned this documentary was this way, as weird as it sounds. This box set, the 30th anniversary commemorative box set. Now, in here, you get the DVD, the television cut, a Blu-ray of Halloween, and you named it, the documentary 25 Years of Terror. Then, of course, I would get my hands on this release. And not too long ago, we actually talked about a special way you could own this release, which makes this very, very valuable. Now, I have a hodgepodge version. Mine didn't actually come with it, but there were releases of this documentary that when you bought it, it would have inside this right here. A ticket you could print out for Rob Zombie's Halloween to go see it in the theater. How cool is that? Check that out, guys. Yeah, pretty freaking sick, isn't it? Well, that also came in a version of the movie Halloween on DVD from Anchor Bay, which is, you know, makes it very, very valuable. Like I said, there was two ways you could have gotten that ticket. A copy of Halloween 25 Years of Terror at the time, and then, of course, buying the movie, the special DVD release from around 2007. Now, what's the copy we're looking at today? Well, as I said, this is the American version of 25 Years of Terror. This is a classic, great version. You can see there's pictures of the movies in the back, the posters and everything. Well, here's one from overseas. Halloween, the definitive edition of the horror classic. But at the bottom, you'll notice it says, includes the documentary 25 Years of Terror. This is the cool part, guys. Look at that. So this is the overseas version of Halloween 25 Years of Terror. It comes with the movie, and you'll notice, look at that cover. It's all shiny and embossed, and you can see all kinds of really cool artwork on there. And it says stars. It actually doesn't say Anchor Bay on there, except right there on the back. And you'll notice this thing is 4 discs. And it's interesting. I know that Anthony Massey talked about this. Now, when he was releasing 25 Years of Terror, or making it, he thought it would be on the special features of a release of Halloween on DVD. Little did he know that he found out that I think it was Malik who said, no, we're going to release this by itself. We're going to release the documentary as its own release. And that's how we ended up with Halloween 25 Years of Terror, the documentary. Just to review, let's look inside this one. So this one, like I said, I have my ticket placed in here. And it comes with a chapter selection card, the Halloween Autopsy comic book, and it's got 2 discs, the feature presentation and the bonus material. So that's the American version of Halloween 25 Years of Terror. Now, let's take a look at the big boy, which is so cool. And yes, it is region locked, so if you want to watch this, you have to have a region-free player. But, you know, live vicariously through this video if you're not a region-free person. So we'll take this out, and this is where you get to see this chunky beauty. 25 Years of Terror, the overseas edition, in a fat white case. Alright guys, so in here, in the middle is actually going to be the autopsy. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but it's literally a fun little comic book. Let's see if I can find a cool picture of Michael in here. Oh, look at this. In the opening, you see this girl's watching Night of the Living Dead in the theater. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. I've flipped through this before. You know, it's pretty fun. It's pretty vintage now, looking at it. So it has that. There is no movie ticket in mine. But look at this. 4 discs of beauty. 1, 2, 3, 4. So disc 1, let's see what this one says. This is Halloween 25 Years of Terror, disc 1. Alright, so they all have the same exact look. The same uniform look. You would be able to really tell what's what until you have to look at the back. Interestingly enough, there's stuff on the inside. So if you take all the discs out, which we'll do, you can see all these pictures and stuff that's on the inside of the DVD case. And then we'll look on the back and see what all comes on this one. Alright, so check this out, guys. This is the inside of the case. There's so much writing in here. Pretty cool. And that's all by Anthony Massey. Look at the pictures on the side. You've got some candid behind-the-scenes shots that we've seen before. There's Nick Castle with the mask up. Jamie kissing Michael. Pretty cool. Dr. Loomis down there. Yeah, pretty cool. A whole write-up from Anthony on there. Alright, so now that we've done that, we'll take the discs and put these back in. And then we'll talk about what comes with this 4-disc set, because it's pretty cool because of how stacked it is. So guys, let's take a look at the American version. As you'll see on the back of there, we've got full frame feature presentation, Horror's Hallowed Grounds, Halloween 2 and 3, celebrity interviews, Halloween 5 on set, Halloween convention montage, fans of Halloween, Halloween panel, Halloween 2, Halloween 6, Ellie Cornell, Michael Myers panel, Dean Cundy panel, Halloween producers panel, location still gallery, Halloween conventions, and original artwork gallery. But on the chunky box version, which makes me wonder why America didn't do this, because it's so cool. You get disc 1, Halloween the movie in widescreen, and also Halloween Unmasked 2000, which is my all-time favorite Halloween documentary. It is absolutely better than a cut above the rest. I love Halloween 2000. It's just literally my favorite Halloween doc. I love it so much. On set 25 years later, theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, poster and still gallery, talent bios, DVD-ROM screenplay, and DVD-ROM screensavers. I need to get a disc drive to see if I can somehow get those screensavers. Then on disc 3, obviously you have everything that you would have on that, and the other one has all the panels and stuff. So it's basically just an ultimate version of 25 Years of Terror with a shiny, thick slip, and it's got 4 discs. It's interesting that they decided to do this overseas because Malick was pretty steadfast that he just wanted to release the documentary by itself in the States. I don't know why overseas they decided to do a fuller version of it. But it's pretty cool to have something like this because this is history. And what year did this come out? So this one says it came out in 2007. And the American one came out in 2006. So this one was a year ahead of the actual UK version, which I believe is from, and it's got all of them. Maybe they would have done this had they waited a little bit. Maybe they changed their mind overseas. I don't know. But this is definitely a wicked cool piece of Halloween history to have, the overseas version, which actually has the movie with Halloween Unmasked 2000, a cut above the rest. So you've got you've technically got 3 feature-length horror documentaries on this release, which is pretty impressive to see. So that is the 3 ways I now own this documentary. Of course, one way is in this box set, the 30th anniversary box set. Of course, I love my American version with slip. You got to have the slip on that. And now I've got this beauty, the UK chunky box with the movie and Halloween Unmasked. Very, very, very cool. So that's another piece of Halloween history, guys. Let me know if anybody overseas has this. If you got it when it came out, let me know your thoughts on this documentary. If you haven't seen this documentary in a long time, you got to see it. It is truly the blueprint for what we know and love for the horror documentary today, guys. So there you have it. The 4-disc version of 25 Years of Terror. Gotta love it. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all next time. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.